The British Board of Agrément, or BBA as it is usually called, was originally founded as the Agrément Board in 1966 at the recommendation of a government-formed committee. It was based on the Agrément system, and the French word literally means approval, which neatly sums up the work that the BBA carries out. Originally a government-backed organisation, the BBA is now an independent, non-profit distributing company based in Watford. Over the past 45 years, the BBA has become the cornerstone of certification and inspection services within the construction industry. BBA certificates are recognised by building control, local authorities, industry insurers and key trade associations in the construction industry. This trust in the BBA services has developed over the decades due to the technical excellence, thoroughness, impartiality and complete independence demonstrated by the BBA staff, and the excellent track records of the products it has approved. The BBA's surveillance and approval schemes cover not only BBA Approved Installers, but also those operating under client-managed schemes, as well as government-endorsed schemes such as Competent Person and TrustMark. Our test services have supported the Agrément approval process by providing test facilities for manufacturers, and our experience has built up over the years so that we can now offer testing in over 200 different product areas across the entire spectrum of building products. We can also assist clients by using individual tests to help them with new product development or modifications to existing systems.
The main remit of the BBA is to evaluate construction products and award our Agrément certificates to those which we feel are fit for purpose. Assessments break into three main parts really. First of all, there's the evaluation of the manufacturer's production facility to check that he has processes in place to ensure consistency of production. We also carry out tests on the product, or the manufacturer may provide us with test data that has been generated during the development of the product. If that test data has come from an accredited test organisation, that's fine. If it's not come from an accredited test organisation, then that might require a bit of further examination. And the third element is that we carry out inspections of sites where the product is being used, or preferably where it has been used, so we can develop a picture of the product's performance in use over a period of time. Once we've carried out those three parts, then the project manager will look at the data that's been generated, evaluate the performance of the product against the requirements of building regulations and other sort of statutory or non-statutory requirements, and hopefully at the end of the process produce the certificate. We offer an installer approval. We've run an approved installer scheme for installers of injected cavity wall insulation for many years, and we've developed that to cover other subject areas.
The BBA has been testing construction products for as long as it's been doing Agrément Approval, since 1966. And still to today, the Agrément Approval process is a major driver for the testing work we do, and it's taken us into the testing of over 200 products across the construction product range. What we're finding more recently is manufacturers actually engaging with us earlier in the process, whether that's because they've got a new raw material that they're developing, or a new product that they wanted to take to market, and by engaging with us and working through tests with us, we can help them develop that product more efficiently and give them a real insight into how that product will perform in the field. The BBA prides itself on its flexibility. We can really do whatever testing people want. A lot of the rigs you see around here have been developed for a particular standard or a particular client need, but we're very keen to modify those rigs to suit whatever the manufacturer wants, to be able to give them the confidence that their products will perform in the field. The BBA has got two major areas of testing, thermal testing and durability testing. For durability testing, the aging regimes are designed to predict how the product will perform in the field. And we can do that by exposing it to atmospheres such as high temperatures, low temperatures, corrosive environments, or even UV degradation. The nature of the exposure and the test regime that we use to establish will depend upon the type of product we're looking at, or the system, and it's the context in which that product is going to be used. The data that we get from durability testing can be used to predict the life and performance of that product during its design life. This is one of our two hot boxes. This particular piece of equipment is two large boxes with a test sample in between. One side is heated, the other side is cooled, and the amount of heat energy that passes through the sample is monitored to work out the U value of the sample. This rig is unique in the fact that the sample can be tested in both the vertical and the horizontal position. The whole rig actually tips through 90 degrees to simulate roof conditions. This is the second of our hot boxes, U-Rig 2 we refer to it as. Differs from U-Rig 1 in the fact that the sample can't be rotated through 90 degrees as we could on U-Rig 1, but what happens is Masonry walls can be built from floor level all the way through to the ceiling level, and the two halves of the rig can be separated and then encapsulate the sample for calculating the thermal performance of quite complicated masonry structures. This laboratory here contains 3 heat flow meters. This heat flow meter here, which is closing as you see, contains a sample of insulation and 2 platens. One of those platens is heated, one of those is cooled, and the amount of heat energy that passes from the hot side to the cold side is measured very, very accurately. We have a second machine which operates on the same basis as this machine, but it also can rotate through 90 degrees for testing samples which go into roof construction. What's unique about this piece of equipment is the size of sample. We're UCAS accredited for samples up to 300 millimetres thick.
This is our hygrothermal cycling rig for testing in accordance with ETAG 4. It's used for subjecting an installed external wall insulation system to 80 cycles ranging from up to 70 degrees centigrade, and then spraying with cold water at 15 degrees, followed by 5 cycles heating to 50 degrees C and cooling down to minus 20 degrees. After completion of the hygrothermal cycling, the test wall is examined for any damage, and then further tests such as bond strength and impact are used to determine if there's been any deterioration in the performance of the system.
From the 1st of July 2013, many construction products will require to be CE marked, and the BBA is here to help. We can offer a gap analysis report to explain what needs to be done. We can offer factory production control, product certification, and of course testing. Where there is a harmonised European standard, the manufacturer or importer must make sure that that product complies with the requirements of that standard. The BBA's experts are here to help manufacturers and importers understand what they need to do with regard to CE marking. That will vary very much product by product and what the standard requires. There's a term that the standards use called attestation, and basically that's the amount of independent involvement that's required. And of course, the BBA can provide many of those services as well.
So, the BBA has developed an unrivaled reputation for being thorough and robust. This rigour continues after a certificate has been awarded, using regular monitoring by our experienced staff to check that the integrity of the certificate is being maintained. That is why being BBA approved is such a valuable asset to any business, enabling it to sell its products and services in the knowledge that it has the backing of one of the most respected certification bodies in the construction industry.